Behind every great fortune lies a great crime, remarked the eminent French novelist Honoré de Balzac. While the sentiment may appear cynical, it underscores a harsh reality often overlooked in the pursuit of success: the intertwined relationship between wealth and power. In the intricate tapestry of capitalism, where opportunities abound and competition is fierce, those who understand the subtle art of leveraging political influence often emerge victorious. The world of modern capitalism, where success is not merely measured in profits but in the shrewdness of one's maneuvers within the corridors of power. As societies evolve and economies expand, the nexus between wealth and political influence grows ever stronger, shaping the destinies of nations and individuals alike. In this landscape, the adage attributed to Balzac takes on new significance, serving as a stark reminder that behind the veneer of legitimacy, the acquisition of great fortunes often involves morally questionable practices. Yet, in the pursuit of prosperity, many are willing to blur the lines between right and wrong, morality and legality, to secure their place at the summit of affluence. It is within this paradoxical realm that we embark on our exploration, a journey that shows the complexities of crony capitalism, where backroom deals and clandestine arrangements dictate the flow of wealth and power. Here, the playbook is not bound by conventional ethics, but by the cold calculus of self-interest and opportunity. In the vast arena of wealth acquisition, where fortunes are made and lost with the ebb and flow of power, one axiom stands resolute: behind every great fortune lies a great crime. This assertion, attributed to the eminent French novelist Honoré de Balzac, serves as a sobering reminder of the intricate relationship between wealth and influence. In the labyrinthine corridors of capitalism, success often hinges not merely on merit or innovation, but on the ability to navigate the complex web of political connections. From the opulent courts of historical monarchies to the bustling boardrooms of contemporary corporate behemoths, the allure of power has perennially served as a catalyst for the accumulation of wealth. Throughout history, individuals and entities have sought to harness the levers of political influence to advance their economic interests, often at the expense of ethical boundaries and societal welfare. The phenomenon of crony capitalism, characterized by the symbiotic relationship between business elites and political leaders, has become an enduring feature of modern economic systems. At its core lies the notion that access to power affords access to opportunity, enabling select individuals and entities to secure lucrative contracts, favorable regulatory policies, and exclusive privileges. To comprehend the mechanics of wealth acquisition through political influence, one must first grasp the nature of power itself. Power, in its myriad forms, represents the ability to shape outcomes and dictate terms, a currency coveted by both the aspirant entrepreneur and the seasoned magnate elite. In the realm of politics, power manifests through the authority to enact laws, allocate resources, and influence public opinion, a potent arsenal wielded by those in positions of authority. The symbiotic relationship between wealth and power is perhaps most palpable in the realm of political finance, the clandestine exchange of monetary contributions for political favors. Campaign finance laws, ostensibly designed to safeguard the integrity of democratic processes, often serve as porous barriers, allowing affluent individuals and corporations to funnel vast sums of money into political campaigns with impunity. The repercussions of such financial largesse are manifold, permeating every facet of the political landscape. From regulatory capture and corporate subsidies to tax breaks and government contracts, the influence of moneyed interests extends far beyond the confines of the ballot box, shaping policy outcomes and perpetuating inequality. At its core, the practice of leveraging financial resources to sway political decisions undermines the principles of democratic governance, eroding public trust and perpetuating systemic corruption. Yet, for those entrenched within the halls of power, the allure of financial incentives often eclipses moral considerations, fueling a cycle of dependency and mutual benefit. Politicians, reliant on campaign contributions to secure re-election, find themselves beholden to the interests of their financial backers, while wealthy donors leverage their financial clout to influence policy outcomes in their favor. The symbiotic relationship between wealth and power is not merely a product of modernity, but has deep historical roots, spanning centuries of human civilization. From the patronage networks of ancient Rome to the guilds and mercantile leagues of the Middle Ages, the interplay between economic interests and political influence has shaped the course of history. In the annals of modern capitalism, the rise of industrial tycoons and corporate titans has been inexorably linked to their ability to cultivate political connections and sway legislative agendas. From the Gilded Age robber barons to the Silicon Valley oligarchs of the 21st century, the playbook remains remarkably consistent. Amass wealth, consolidate influence, and leverage political power to safeguard and expand one's economic empire. The phenomenon of regulatory capture further underscores the nexus between wealth and power, as industry incumbents seek to co-opt regulatory agencies and legislative bodies to serve their narrow interests. Through a combination of lobbying, campaign contributions, and revolving door politics, powerful corporate interests exert undue influence over the regulatory process, shaping rules and regulations to their advantage while stifling competition and innovation. The consequences of regulatory capture are manifold, ranging from environmental degradation and consumer exploitation to financial instability and market monopolization. Entrenched incumbents distort regulations to favor themselves, perpetuating systemic inequalities and hindering competition. Economic diplomacy, using trade agreements and sanctions, highlights the influence of economic interests in shaping global politics. From colonial empires to modern superpowers, economic imperatives often drive quests for global dominance. Economic globalization, driven by multinational corporations and economic blocs, has brought both benefits and challenges, including increased inequality and social disruption. Offshore finance allows the wealthy to evade taxes and accountability, exacerbating global income inequality by diverting trillions of dollars from public revenues. The symbiotic relationship between wealth and power lies at the heart of modern capitalism, shaping the distribution of resources and the allocation of opportunities in ways both seen and unseen. From the corridors of political power to the boardrooms of corporate giants, the pursuit of wealth often entails the strategic cultivation of political connections and the leveraging of influence to secure economic advantage. Yet, while the allure of financial prosperity may be intoxicating, the ethical implications of wealth acquisition through political influence cannot be ignored. In a truly democratic society, the pursuit of wealth must be tempered by a commitment to the common good and a recognition of the inherent dignity and worth of every individual. Ultimately, the true measure of a society's prosperity lies not in the wealth of its elites, but in the well-being of its citizens. The extent to which all members of society are able to fulfill their potential and contribute meaningfully to the collective good. As we navigate the complexities of modern capitalism, let us heed the lessons of history and strive to create a more just and equitable world for future generations to inherit. In the tapestry of human endeavor, the quest for wealth and power has long been intertwined, shaping the course of history and defining the contours of our collective aspirations. As we contemplate the nexus between economic interests and political influence, let us not lose sight of our shared humanity and the values that bind us together. In the pursuit of prosperity, may we remain vigilant guardians of justice, equity, and democracy, ensuring that the fruits of our labor are shared equitably and that the promise of a brighter future extends to all corners of the globe. For in the end, true wealth lies not in material riches, but in the richness of our shared humanity. And also like, share, and subscribe.